A stranger called this morning, dressed all in black and grey, put every sound into a bag and carried them away. A stranger called this morning. He didn't leave his name, left us only silence. Life will never be the same. Sound. It's all around us. Whether we realise it, whether we ignore it, whether we want it, it's there. It's there for safety, for communication, for technology, for gaming, for religion, for entertainment, for dancing, for waking up on time, for teaching, for working with animals, for advertising, for cooking, for healthcare, even as a weapon. It's an international language, and it can encourage self-expression like nothing else can. So how is it that we are actually able to hear? Sound travels in waves. And these waves are funneled by the perfectly shaped exterior directly into our ears. Once inside, they continue to travel down the auditory canal until they arrive at the eardrum. The membrane on the eardrum vibrates. This vibration causes the ossicles, the three smallest bones in the body, to start moving. And it's this movement that passes on vibrations to a thin layer of tissue at the entrance of the inner ear called the oval window. The movement of the oval window then sets off wave-like motions in the fluid inside the spiral-shaped cochlea. Whenever the fluid is in motion, tiny sensory hairs inside are squashed, and it's this squashing that is translated into nerve impulses sent straight to the brain. So what would life be like without sound? What is it like to be deaf? I talked to two students who were born deaf to find out more about their sound world.
When I was born as a premature baby, I got told I've got to use the drugs that makes me deaf for life. Without the drugs, I'd be dead. So I've got no choice. When I'm born to deaf, but my mum didn't realise I'm deaf until I'm 10 years old. When I'm 10 months old, I've been hearing tests and passed. I can hear everything, but I wasn't. First time I went to nursery, just down there, just like in ridings, but a lot of people more response. Something like a crash, then response. I didn't. I just keep going. Something's wrong with me. Then so going to the doctor again. I have cooking plans. I make me hear everything, like the bird calls, the car passing, wherever can you hear everything. Like, it's making me even more aware. I've got 2 cooking plans done. She told me to be to hear from directions as well. So for example, if someone called my name with 2 o'clock, so I know where to look at. If I wear 1 o'clock plant, I just end up going around and going left in circle, which is terrible. Then I tend to take it off in bedtime as well. So peaceful, so peaceful, so peaceful. When I'm take out, like if I'm going to bed, I take off, it's like, it's so silence, so quiet. I feel like it's no one there. No one there, it's just go sleep, that's it. It's very peaceful. When you take it off, you can't hear it at all. It's like if you go into space, there's no particles around, but sound travel through, so you can't hear it at all. But you still can feel the vibration. I have very, very high sensitive when I'm touching, like for example the music, the vibrate, very, very sensitive, and I can feel that it's vibrating. I'm always listening to the music from the rocks. I'm enjoying to listen, like relaxing, the drum beat. Wow, that's awesome. These are riffs, so happy to hear them. Well, for me, I think my eyesight is, I can see more. Sometimes I go, oh yeah, I've seen this before, so what, have you seen anything? But there's more detail that people don't, which is good, because otherwise you're stuffed.
Right, Ron, will you do me a favour and just count to 10? Just count to 10.
Yeah.
Count
1,
to
2.
Adam and Adam have always been profoundly deaf and have dealt with the issue for all of their lives. But for most of us, our hearing ability will undergo a more gradual deterioration as we get older. I can think of no one more suitable to talk to than my very own grandparents.
My hearing is a bit peculiar. I can hear music very well, but if there's a lot of people talking at once, it all becomes very confused.
I would say that I was hard of hearing, and I don't have too much difficulty hearing people if they speak up fairly clearly.
It isn't difficult if they're, close to me and I can see what, I won't say you lip read, but you can understand them much better when you're facing them. But if there's a dozen people sitting around a table all talking at once, then it's a problem hearing any of them.
I think we probably both realised the other one was getting a bit hard of hearing more than you realise yourself. Because I think very often if you haven't heard something, you don't know.
I wear a hearing aid when I go out usually, especially if it's to a theatre or something like that where you may or may not get decent diction from the people concerned. The only one I can remember who's gained enormous benefits out of a hearing aid was a person who was very, very deaf and used the hearing aid, and when her husband was watching television could always turn it off and carry on reading.
I think now we are finding that it is when you're in company and you're not hearing the conversation properly.
It's just gradually getting worse. By the time I'm 120, I'll be quite deaf.
I like orchestral music and choral music. You like
Well,
a bit more highbrow?
I like quite a lot of chamber music, but all music really. Even Dixieland jazz I like.
See, we feel that you youngsters and most people who like pop music and are really missing out a lot. We can't understand why you don't listen to the sort of music we like.
I think it has more depth than most music, especially some of the chamber music is absolutely glorious. And people regard chamber music as difficult, but if you listen to Schubert, it's all good tunes and all pleasant to listen to. It's just modern pop and modern classical music I can't understand.
It's very interesting when you're both a bit hard of hearing because it varies. Some sounds Ron can't hear. Ron can't hear high-pitched sounds and he can't hear the birds singing outside, which I can. And yet I can't hear the phone when it's just outside there, and you always hear the phone.
I can pick that up quite easily, and the other thing is the background music in restaurants, which always irritates me anyway, but I can always hear that.
Yeah, and sometimes I can't even hear, I haven't noticed that it's even playing when it's very quiet.
It's probably because it irritates me.
It seems that sound is a matter of personal opinion. How one person hears something might not be at all how another does. Why do we like what we like? And do we occasionally take everyday sounds for granted? If we are unable to hear, are we missing something? Or experiencing the serenity of silence like nobody else can? Do you hear what I hear?